Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite foods, beans. They really are a superfood. They're high in protein, high in fiber, but besides being good for you, they're easy to make, they're inexpensive, and they're so versatile. You can make soups out of them, you can make dips out of them, you can put them on salads, you can make falafel, you can make bean burgers. I mean, their possibilities are really endless. I'm going to show you today how to make black beans, but once you know this recipe, you can use the same recipe on cannellini beans, pinto beans, garbanzo beans, or any other kind of bean you like. For this recipe, we're going to use 1 pound of black beans. You're going to need some garlic. I'm going to use probably about 3 cloves of garlic and 1 small onion. So the first thing you need to do, I'm going to make a little room here. The first thing you need to do is you're going to have to clean the beans first, because sometimes they do have little rocks in them, and if you bite in on one of those, you might lose your tooth. So the first thing to do is have a flat surface, and you basically just go through them and pick out the little rocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put these in here. So these didn't seem to have any little rocks, so that's perfect. So now we're going to rinse these under some cold water. You can see there's like a little film on them, and by rinsing them, gets rid of the gray film. And that's it, and now they're going to go in the pot. And now we're going to add about, let's see how much water this is. This is 4 cups of water, but you want about 2 to 3 inches above this. So I'm going to add another 4 cups, so we'll need like 8 cups of water. I'm going to add another 4 cups of water. And that's about all I can put in here. Now, you might, if it's not enough water, you can always add water later. So no worries with that. So now we're also going to add the flavorings. And I think for this pot, I'm going to use like 3 cloves of garlic. And I'm going to use the whole small onion. So now all we're going to do is we're going to cut up our onion. Nicely just cut it in half and take the skin off. And take a little bit of the end off, but you want to keep it in one piece because you're really just using it as flavoring. You don't want it keep it in there, so we're going to fish it out later once it's done cooking. And the same thing with the other side. You just cook it in half, take the skin off, and cut a little bit of the end off. And that goes in the beans as well. And then we're going to add 3 cloves of garlic, and you basically just cut off the beginning part. And basically you're just taking the skin off here as well. And you're putting one in, you're doing the same with the second one. And the last one. And that's as easy as gets. And you just put it on your stove top, turn it up to high, let it come to a boil. And once it's at a boil, you put it down, put the heat down to a simmer, and you put a lid on. Also, we're not using salt yet because the salt toughens the outer skin of the beans and make them tough, and then they take longer to cook. So the salt actually comes towards the end. So now I'm going to put it on the stovetop on medium-high. As you can see, it's coming to a rolling boil. So we're going to turn down the heat to low and put a lid on it and let it simmer for about 3 to 4 hours. We're going to check back in a couple hours and see how it's doing. So it's been a couple of hours and I thought I'll take a peek at my beans. Wow, they look beautiful. They're just rattling away. And I think they've become pretty soft already. And now we can add the salt. Okay, so I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of salt. You can even start off with less and then add more as you need it. Like I might do a little short of 1 teaspoon. And we can always add a little bit later. Okay, so we're just gonna keep, it needs maybe another hour. A way you can tell of how soft they are is you can either taste one or you can just kind of see if you can smush it with your spoon on the side of the pot, and it needs a little bit more. So I'm gonna leave it at a simmer, put the lid on, and check back in maybe an hour. So here we are. It's been about 3 hours later, and here's our beautiful pot of black beans, and it smells awesome and it's just so delicious right now. Nice and creamy, and I'm just gonna have a bowl just the way they are right now, maybe with a little cheese on top. There you go. Bon appetit.